adult language. If you are under the age of 18, please make sure you have your parents' permission to tune in. The content of any and all PTR Radio broadcasts are the property of PTR Radio and are not to be used for any purpose other than personal entertainment without the express written consent of PTR Radio. The content of any phone calls during the live broadcast become the property of PTR Radio and may be used for promotional purposes at the discretion of the staff. So please, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Go for launch.
Rendering online. Richardson hot tub. Check. Frosty beverages ready. Bluetooth plane available. All systems functioning. Green lights across the board.
We have clearance, Clarence. Roger, Roger. What's our vector, Victor?
Welcome to version 2.0 of PTR Radio.
Live on the World Wide Web, this is PTR.
Down on you has to be. I could see in the scheme of things.
And welcome everybody to another edition of PTR Radio here on the fabulous interweb. Mike, how you doing over there?
I'm doing all right. I had to make sure my microphone was unmuted. This way you didn't go have an aneurysm trying to figure out why you couldn't hear me.
Yeah, because it's to that point because we lost another port on the backup mixer tonight. Of 14 channels, we have like 6 that work. This is quality backup equipment. This is, you know, good. Yeah. Good thing we got that digital mixer.
Yes.
Alright, now wait a damn second. You're not talking loud enough.
Okay, maybe I'm not talking loud enough.
Say
I'm right now.
Again.
Hello.
Okay, make that 5 working ports. Could be what we have. Say something again.
I'm still saying something, and you're still fiddling.
I hear him just fine.
Okay, well, I don't know why I can't hear him. I don't know if you're hearing him through what you're hearing.
No, I am definitely not hearing him through your microphone.
Okay, well, screw it.
Okay.
We'll just see what happens.
We'll have to use your ears instead of your ears.
Yeah, I don't know. It might show up on the recording. It might not. I don't know. I just don't know anymore.
Well, let's see. When I'm talking, I can sort of see the meter going on the recording, but I can't tell because the music's still playing.
Yeah, I have no idea. Well, here, hold on. Here. There, no more music.
Okay, testing. Yep.
Okay.
I'm in the recording.
You're really okay. Never mind. I'm not even going to deal with it anymore. We have topics tonight to talk about, and once Nate gets here, maybe I'll just turn his damn mic up. Who the hell knows? I don't know. Maybe we'll be down to one mic by the time the new mixer gets back here from being worked on. It could just happen that way.
Yeah.
Where did you send it to?
Uzbekistan.
I was going to say Constantinople.
Yeah, it's by way of Mule. It's called Mulex.
Constantinople. That's why it's not that. It's in limbo. Everybody's like, "Where the fuck is Constantinople?"
Well, it's Istanbul.
Oh, Istanbul.
Yeah, but
Constantinople.
no. The sad thing is, I sent it to like Indiana, and I know they have it because they sent me a note saying, "Thank you for trusting us to perform your repair. We'll get it back to you as soon as possible. 2 to 3 weeks estimate." I'm like, okay.
Thanks for trusting us with your repair. You're the company who made it.
Yeah, you sold it to me, so hopefully you can fix it, and fix it quickly, quicker than 2 to 3 weeks. If not, send me something better, because that happened to me recently. Well, kind of. I wanted to buy this camera online, and the company that I was buying it from, they had the online auction, everything was good. I went ahead and said, okay, buy this, and they sent me an email back going, we don't have that camera. I'm like, wait a second, you had an auction for it, and I bought it. Well, yeah, we've already canceled your payment, refunded your payment and everything. We just don't have that one in stock anymore. We sold out. Then take the damn auction down. So then, I should have known better. Same company, next level up camera. Said, all right, I'll buy this one. They call me back. We can't find it. It's in our inventory system. It says that we have it, but we can't find it anywhere.
Just send me a camera.
So I said, all right, listen, this is the second time. What are you going to do? And they're like, well, we have the next level up, and we will send that to you for the price that you paid for that one. I'm like, okay, this will work. I'll make this work. It'll be okay. So in the end, the refurb price was $800. The original, I got it for $700. And if you bought the camera brand new, it sells for almost $2,000.
What brand?
It's Samsung.
Okay.
So, it looks really good.
Wait a minute, a Samsung camera that sells for $2,000?
It's a outdoor PTZ security camera.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking.
No, it's not point and shoot. I
didn't even know Samsung made DSLRs.
Oh. Yeah, here, just throw that shit everywhere.
Just a second, we're rearranging the studio.
Yeah, sorry.
Fuck Nate.
Nate's got to move my belt and my shirt out of the way from where he sits because I get undressed in my office sometimes.
If the belt was soggy,
So no, the belt wasn't soggy. The belt was stretched, but it's not soggy.
It's a leather belt. Just, in case anybody cares.
Adjust yourself. Bend over. Sit down. Scratch yourself again. Go ahead. Listeners like to see that.
So I finally got all the cameras, and the reason why is because I needed them for this last weekend. I did, you always hear about these tours. He's very effective, travel, see lots of the country type things, the drives, like the Route 66 drive, historic. Yeah, I did a lesser known drive. It was the Springfield to Boone, Iowa to Grand Island, Nebraska and back drive. There's nothing to see.
No, there's a lot to see.
There's.
I think everything that you saw though could be described in one word.
Yeah.
That word was corn.
Yeah, there was lots of corn, lots of corn, but I can't do anything about it. It's just weird. But yeah, and we got stuck in hail Friday night driving.
Even better.
So, and I've got video of it. I'll actually clip it and put it up online because you can see, you can hear the hail and then the emergency signal go off on the radio.
So are these could be new episodes of Driving with Shaggy?
They should be. They really should be new episodes of Driving with Shaggy.
I believe the segment is called "On the Road."
On the road, yeah, on the road again with Shaggy. And the reason, actually, I'm thinking about bringing that back. It's a tangent. Since I have my own car now, my dedicated car, it's my vehicle, and I'm not playing musical cars all the time.
Mine.
Yes, mine, no one else's.
No touchy.
Yeah. Since I have that,
You're gonna have 32 of those pile $40 specials off of Woot, recording him from every angle.
I did think about buying
he's
an
gonna
actual
Dropbox to me to edit so that you have multi-view like 24 happening at the same time.
I did think about getting an actual dash cam, because they do make dash cams that give you a front and a inward-facing view. But they don't. They're separate files though. They don't compile. If they did picture-in-picture, that'd be awesome. Save me a lot of time.
Well, you could edit it into picture.
Yeah, I could, but I want this to be a regular, simple segment that I don't have to do a lot of work for.
Whoa!
I don't want this to have to be a big production.
Quit asking for wacky
Now
stuff.
you understand why I stopped doing animated episodes or episodes altogether of 8-Man in the Cylon.
You know.
Flash said, "I'm not sitting around while you edit this shit." And unfortunately, they don't make a digital workstation that is compatible with Cylon 2.0. You know, not even DOS compatible. So
Flash did get kind of bored watching you edit, didn't he?
he just stood there. Vroom, 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 vroom. If I had a laser pointer, I would do that, but I don't.
But so yeah, I did that. But it was a good time. Put up 9 cameras in 2 different locations, and just forever. We left here at 6 o'clock in the morning on Friday. We slept, I think, for a sum total of 6 hours during the whole trip, and I got home at 2:30 in the morning on Saturday morning or on Sunday morning. Yeah, we didn't sleep a whole lot.
You were only 2.5 hours past your target time.
Yeah.
So that's reasonable.
It was bad.
How many miles total?
A little over 1,200.
1,200 miles.
In 2 days.
1,200 miles, 9 cameras.
Yeah.
How many feet in the air?
Oh, 60. Each camera is about 60 foot in the air.
60 plus feet in the air, and you're only 2.5 hours past your very, very aggressive target time.
Yeah,
I call that a successful project.
Well, it would have been longer, because at one point Saturday night we got to where we didn't think we could drive anymore. We thought it was really, really unsafe for us to be on the road.
Yeah.
So
that's because you heard Tracy Morgan was in the area.
Right?
So we
Walmart trucks.
So it was.
You're looking for a Walmart truck.
It was about. No, I think it was 11 o'clock. By 11 o'clock Saturday night, we just couldn't do it anymore, and so we pulled into this town that doesn't know how to make exit or on ramps at all. They were just it's somewhere in Missouri, and they must have had a biker thing going on, because we went to the Econo Lodge because we were looking for, or first we went to the Super 8, okay, because we were looking for a cheap hotel because we didn't want to spend a whole lot of money, and they said, I asked how much their rooms were, and they said, yeah, we're sold out. The Econo Lodge down the road has some. And I thought, oh, I've been in Econo Lodges before. They're not bad. It might be a little bit higher than what I want to pay, but they're not a bad hotel. We go down. Yeah, I think this one was converted to an Econo Lodge. It was I think the original name was like Bob's Trucker Stop or Rooms by the Hour.
Bob's good luck with that stop.
Yeah. And it was horrible. It was horrible, and it was expensive. Because I walked in and I'm like, yeah, I need 2 rooms, and she goes, smoking or non-smoking? That's a question anymore? Wait, that's an option?
You're not in Illinois.
That wasn't an option in Iowa or Nebraska. So, I said non-smoking, and she goes, okay, well, you'll be at opposite ends of the hotel because I don't have anything close together.
Even better.
How much? $75 after taxes per room. in my mind, I'm thinking, for this shithole?
You'd have been better off just swerving, getting pulled over out of podunk, and sleeping it off in a drunk tank.
Yeah.
Right?
So I went out and told Dean, and he's like, we'll just drive. We may get into an accident, but we'll just drive. It's not worth that for this.
So you pulled into the nearest gas station, got 12 gallons of coffee, and ran a main line.
We hopped up on Go Juice and just went. And that was it too, because we got out of that town as quick as we could, and then we came to the next town and we're like, all right, we need gas. We need to do our last gas stop, and we need something to keep us awake. So I grabbed a cappuccino and a liter of Diet Mountain Dew, and Dean grabbed about the same thing. And a bag of potato chips.
Attaboy.
And so we just went cruising, and we got here. We finally made it, 2:30 a.m. I got into my car to drive home. So
now, how far is Dean from here? Did you guys come back to here?
About 20 minutes. Yeah, we got back to Kmart on Clear Lake.
Okay.
So
he's not that far.
No, he wasn't too bad from there. And he did fine. But that was my trip. Was that and it was a long time. It was a lot of work to put those up. But they all look good, and I'll get some shots and put those up so that people can see what all I did. In fact, I've got a couple of Dean in action because I didn't go up in the boom lift.
Did he have a cape on while he was doing this?
No.
Dun dun dun! Dean in action.
But he should have. Because I mean, it's a man lift, so it's safe, It's not that big of a deal, and I have been up them before. But 60 feet in the air is a fairly decent.
Was it just a straight man lift then?
No, it wasn't a scissor lift.
Bucket?
This was
a bucket lift.
No, this was the cage on the arm with the multiple crane out extensions and gimbal and everything. It was really kind of cool. We've dealt with them before, and it's pretty nice.
Those are fun.
The only bad thing was Saturday. When we were setting stuff up, because it had rained so hard Friday night, it was a mud bog.
Oh yeah.
And so driving that thing or anything else was just terrible.
Yuck.
But so that was my adventure for the weekend, and I got back, slept until 11 o'clock. I'm like, I'm not going to church. I'm not doing anything. I'm just sleeping. So anyway, that was my
11 o'clock p.m.
a.m. No,
That's it.
I woke up for lunch.
9 hours. That's it. That's weak.
Well, some of us, don't have that. Don't have all that stuff to really do. All day. We have shit to do. So.
That's Kim's favorite line. I got shit to do.
Yeah.
I got shit to do.
Hurry this up. My wife, the only one who's looking for a 3-foot radius lawnmower, so that she can cut the lawn in like 3 passes because she's got shit to do.
Well, you could do that with a rider. You can get like up to a 60-inch on a rider.
Big money. No whammies.
Okay, first of all, she better be able to drive it to work legally, because that's about how much they cost. It would be the cost of a new car.
Mm-hmm.
Second, storing the damn thing might become an issue.
Don't you have a garage?
Leads me to point 3, which means we'd have to organize and completely clean out the garage.
That means we have to clean out the garage first.
Because as we all know,
we're making a lot of progress.
As we all know, garages aren't meant for cars.
Well, my neighbor said, so you think Kim's car is going to fit in there? Even if it could, it ain't going in there.
No. Did you say we got other shit in the house that needs to come out here? Because that's where my stuff's at.
Said until you rent us your garage for storage. He leaves his garage door open. You got a couple of tripods and stuff in there, like surveying tripods.
Oh, I hate those people.
That's about it.
I hate those people with nothing in their garage. Nate, what all do you have in your garage right now taking up space?
I have my wife's car, a metric ton of shit, 2 HP copiers, and a Vulcan 2000.
Yeah. So, and Colin, you probably have nothing in your garage, do you? A bicycle.
I have no idea. I have not entered my garage in like 7 years.
Oh, okay.
7 years.
7 years.
Do you not park your car in your garage?
No.
Huh.
I parked the garage out front.
You parked the garage out front. Thank you. He gets another one for that one.
No,
Thank you. That's talent right there.
I've been blocked in the alley way too many times trying to leave the back of my house, so I just gave up.
Huh. Well, sometimes I guess that happens. But
now, see, you had that adventure. I was in attendance at the longest tricky tray known to man on Friday night.
Tricky tray?
Chinese auction.
Oh, okay. Never been there.
Okay,
What's a Chinese auction?
Okay, you buy tickets, right? They have different levels of prizes that are laid out on tables, and they're numbered, and you have a sheet of tickets. And if you want to try to win that prize, you put tickets in the bag.
Oh, okay. So it's a raffle.
Yeah, basically.
It's a raffle. You can buy multiple tickets for multiple items.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
and they have different levels of prizes and what have. There were close to 500 individual prizes. They didn't start calling until 8 o'clock.
Oh my God!
There was a concert across the street for Lindsey Sterling, who is a hip hop violinist.
What?
Exactly.
I didn't know there was such a thing.
A hip hop violinist.
Yes.
Colin,
can you skip a beat on the violin?
Colin may actually recognize it if he saw her, because she was a contestant on America's Got Talent, I think 2 years ago, and she made it to the quarterfinals. It might have been more than 2 years. Piers Morgan and Sharon Osbourne and Howie were the judges at that point.
Yeah, that was several years ago.
Piers Morgan.
Yeah.
That was who? It was Lindsay?
Lindsey Sterling, Stirling. Anyway, the concert was over before the tricky tray. We didn't get home until like 12:30. And I was ripped because it was at a VFW and I hung out in the bar.
Woo, yeah. The wife had to pour you back in the truck, didn't she?
No, I wasn't that bad, but I wasn't stupid, man.
So here's an example of Lindsey Sterling.
Copping and washing about to...
Wow, it's got some stupid... It was supposed to be Thrift Shop, but it sucks. So anyway.
Okay.
Longest tricky tray ever.
It sounds about like... Go ahead.
Some of the prizes, like a free haircut at Supercuts.
Ooh, $7 value.
Hell, I'd hang around that late for that.
It was $10 to get in, and that got you one sheet of level 1 tickets, right?
Uh-huh.
So for the cost of admission, you could have won a haircut.
Woo!
A bad one.
Right. How many levels?
There were 3 levels, and then they had like super prizes. One was like a 32-inch TV.
That's all right.
An iPad 2.
A what?
An iPad 2.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a thing. I think it's a fad, but it's a thing.
Yeah.
It's a tablet which is like 2 generations old because...
Yeah, that was my question.
Well, because they had the new iPad,
the one,
and the new
they
iPad,
had the 2,
and the super iPad.
The new iPad, and then the iPad Air.
Yeah, what are they going to come out with next, like the iPad Gas?
There was a grandmother clock.
What?
That Kim really wanted to win. It's smaller than a grandfather clock, but does the same thing.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Dings and dongs.
But man, we're literally the table. I went back a couple of times because I was like, anybody need anything from the bar? And people are just sitting there like, is it time to go yet? I just want to leave. Will you watch my tickets? I'll split whatever we win. How do you split a haircut from Supercuts?
Well, that I can tell you. One of you gets one half of your haircut, and the other one gets the other half of their haircut. Now you get to decide whether it's sides or front and back.
Yeah.
You know, because that could be a lot of fun. That would be a fun one to do. Go into Supercuts with somebody and say, yeah, we'd like to split a haircut. We can't afford one, so each of us is paying half.
I think it's like one person has the that emo look of the hair all the way in front of their eyes, and the other person gets a mullet.
Okay, yeah. But, I don't know. If you want to interact with the show, as always, you can go to ptrradio.com/live or cweradio.com/live. Both those take you to our chat room. Or this week, and this week maybe only, you can call the show, 877-787-8822. We did test it before the show. It might still work unless another port's gone bad. Yeah, Nate, you missed that port. You missed that part. 14 ports, we're down to like 6 that work. So the backup mixer needs a backup. So we got to get a backup mixer.
The old mixer?
The old mixer, yeah.
What happened?
Depression. It started cutting itself when the new mixer got here.
I understand that. I'm dealing with depression right now. Absolutely.
I was about to say, maybe we need to get you some help because you've got Band-Aids all over.
I do.
So, but anyway, yeah, that's a great way to interact with the show. Give us a call. What's your thoughts? Lots of things to talk about, though, this evening, including not only... Oh, well, let's finish up the weekend talk. So, Colin, did you do anything interesting this weekend?
No.
No, nothing. All right. Nate, how about you?
Lots of family drama.
Always interesting, but nothing usually we can talk about.
Exactly.
All right. So.
Other than that, I got nothing.
Okay.
Interesting weekends are in 2 weeks.
2 weeks. All right.
No, what happened this weekend is my mom and my sister and my nephews were all out of town. So my dad and I ate things that my mom doesn't like.
Ah, sweet. All right.
Like anything with green pepper.
Oh, okay. That was your big thing.
Yeah, that's what we did. We ate green peppers.
Well, I guess, that's something you can do. Let's start off with this. On Ask Reddit, they had an interesting question I thought we'd start off with. If you could tell your pet one sentence and have it understood, what would it be?
Oh, God. Which pet?
Well,
that definitely
I
makes
suppose for you, since you own a kennel.
No. This has to be Mr. Bird.
Okay, fine.
This has to be Mr. Bird. What if you had one sentence? What would you tell Mr. Bird?
Stop going apeshit anytime we're reading something.
What?
If we're sitting on the couch and Kim's reading like the sales circulars or a magazine or reading anything, the bird goes ballistic.
Now, let me ask you this. Does Kim
and
have
it's not even like singing. It's like the angry chirp, like...
Does Kim have a tablet or anything?
Yes,
because I'm curious.
On the tablet. Basically, anything in your hands that you're looking at, the bird goes ballistic.
Because originally I was thinking, well, maybe it's a sound of crinkling paper or something, But if it's a tablet, too, then that's not the case.
The close runner-up to that would be, if the phone rings on the TV, you don't have to chirp.
Okay.
Because anytime the house phone rings, he starts chirping.
He thinks he's talking to his people.
Sure.
Maybe you shouldn't use the Twitter new message alert as your ringtone.
Chirp, chirp.
So, Colin, how about you? If you could tell Bella one thing, what would it be?
Be quiet.
Be quiet. It's very succinct. You got a whole sentence and you pull out 2 words.
What else are you going to say to a cat?
Well,
is your cat loud?
She's very loud. She's a Bengal, and they are very vocal.
Oh.
You walk in the door, they're like, meow, meow.
You're like, home, hello.
And then she's like, meow.
Translation: pet me, damn it.
Exactly.
Okay. Now, if I had to address one of the cats, it'd be like, 4 a.m. is not the time to headbutt me. I'll feed you when I get up.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. My cat likes to swat my face with her paws while I'm asleep.
Speaking of which, on a side note, have you ever watched any of the YouTube videos of Simon's cat?
Simon's cat.
No.
Colin, you got to look that up. You'll get a kick out of that.
Okay.
Or anybody else too. I mean, anybody who likes funny cartoons about cats, go ahead. Cat owners will appreciate it.
Okay. Let's see here. It would be addressing. Go ahead.
I know what I would say to your dogs.
What?
Bunnies are your friends.
Oh, you don't know the half of it. Because while I was gone again this year.
Yes.
Because it only happens when I'm gone. I wonder if it's the dogs or the people. But the dogs got another rabbit.
Yes.
This time nobody was here to help her. So the dogs had some fun with the rabbit before she was able to get him into the house.
Oh no.
And so yeah, it wasn't a good time for them. She said that she heard bones crunching, and of course the rabbit wasn't fully dead yet, and so you heard the yelp of the rabbit, and so she had to call my stepson, who was still in town, to come over and take a look and deal with it. And I didn't really feel bad that I wasn't here, because I don't enjoy dealing with that either.
No.
But no, because you know what, they're just doing what they're supposed to do with the rabbits, and I don't like it, but I don't care.
Yeah.
Mine would probably be shut the hell up. They're not even walking on this side of the street.
They are allowed to walk on the street.
Yeah, because that's my dogs just bark. If it's within the window's view, they bark at it.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I've gone up there. There's nobody there. They're barking at nothing, and they don't shut up. It just goes on and on and on.
One of them has that thought. There might be something out there they can't see. So they have to scare it away.
I mean, there are invisible ghost children, I guess, roaming the neighborhood.
There are.
But just shut up. I don't even care if somebody breaks into the house at this point. I just want peace and quiet. That's how bad it is. I don't care.
Yeah.
So, Nate, you have a couple dogs.
Yes.
So what would you tell them?
I'm going to have to echo Mike's almost exactly and say, if I'm not up, you're not getting fed. So don't get me up. At 6 o'clock in the morning, every single morning, literally within a 5-minute span either way, it's uncanny. One of my dogs will literally get up from where it's laying, jump on the bed. I can feel it walk up from my feet all the way to my head, lay down on my shoulders because I normally sleep on my side, and just start pawing me in the ear, scratching the crap out of my ear. Dad, get up. Dad, get up. I'm hungry. Dad, get up. I gotta pee. Dad, get up. At 6 o'clock in the morning, every single morning. Occasionally I get lucky and it's about 7:30, but most of the time it's 6 o'clock in the morning.
Mine don't do that because I keep them in a cage.
Right.
They're in a cage until we're up. Then they go outside to pee, and then they come inside. They eat. They go to bed for the rest of the day until the evening. Then they get let back out, unless it's evenings like tonight, where they'll go out for a little bit, then they'll go back to bed, so that they don't interrupt you guys leaving. Very regimented dogs.
Yes.
Like regimented dogs.
Here's how it's going to be.
That's right. This is not your house. This is my house. You will abide by my rules. Even if nobody else in the house does, you will.
I will control one thing in this house.
Yes.
And
one.
So excuse me. So yeah, that's all the things I think that would go to the dogs. But if send us a note on Twitter or in the chat room. What would you tell your animals? What type of animals? If they could understand one sentence from you. And don't be gay, Sparks is not a good sentence. Don't be gay. Don't be gay, Sparks. Don't be gay.
Well, you're the one to cut them off.
So some of the responses. Please know that anything I ever do to you that hurts you, I do unintentionally because I love you. That sounds like something you would tell a significant other, not a pet. Here's one that sounds like a pet. Stop jumping on the kitchen table, damn it. Other ones, get off my lawn. That person doesn't have pets.
Obviously.
Oh, so looking at these, my parents have a dog.
Uh-huh.
He's a rat terrier.
Yes.
If I could tell him anything, it would be, when I am going up the stairs, you do not need to try to get the stairs before me.
Well, he might need to.
Yeah. That's what my rats do, too.
I know you're just young yet, and you still feel okay, but you're actually very sick, so let's make the most of the time we have left and cuddle every day, according to Morisa.
Was that or was that not the premise behind the movie The Fault in Our Stars?
Could have been, or it could have been in Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind somewhere.
I only got about 20 minutes through that movie, and then it's like, ah!
What, Eternal Sunshine,
yes,
or
that one? I couldn't figure it out.
It's weird.
Had no clue what the hell was going on.
Another one
You're
from.
supposed to be like all intellectual and shit, and you can't follow that movie. Did you ever watch Memento?
Who?
Memento.
The backwards movie.
The hell are you talking about?
The Johnny Depp movie.
You have an assignment before next show.
Yes, sir.
That you're here. Go watch the movie Memento.
That's rough.
I'm just saying, because I don't know if you're going to be here next show or not, and if you're not, that gives you extra time. I understand it's summer, you might have shit to do. It's cool.
Teach, can I get an extension?
No extensions.
This is your summer reading assignment.
Yes, sir.
And it's on Netflix Instant. So
it is.
Memento.
I'll be right back. I'm going to go to the next room. I'm going to start right now.
Here's one from Yabi King. Don't piss in the house.
That's
always a good one.
And the answer would be, let me outside, jackass.
Yeah. If your dog could tell you one thing, what would it be?
If you told me you had to go out.
Yeah.
Instead of just sitting there looking.
From Pissy Sissy, I am so sorry I step on your tail so much. You're always underfoot. That can be a problem.
Wouldn't a better way to say it would be, don't be underfoot? Therefore, I won't step on your tail.
Yeah. Don't want your tail stepped on? Get away from me.
That's some of that passive-aggressive bullshit. Like, I want you to feel good that it's not your fault.
Right.
Really, it is.
Dune Jumper chiming in saying, our dogs rediscover the neighbors every day. I have had the same neighbor since I've lived here. She's never changed. Every time one of the dogs is almost 10 years old now, is going out. I don't know who that is. I don't know who you are. I saw you yesterday, but I don't know who you are. Wait a second.
I still don't know you.
I don't know you.
10 years later, I still don't know you.
So it's just nuts.
Here's a really good one. It's a multi-purpose dogs and cats.
Mm-hmm.
Come in here. I want to show you how to use the toilet.
It would be nice if they could use the toilet. And I've heard rumors that people have trained cats especially to use the toilet.
Yes.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it can be done.
I don't believe it can be done by normal people.
No. Maybe the ones that get the lions and the tigers.
Normal
and
people or normal pets.
Yeah.
Extremely intelligent both. That's possible.
I think any cat can be trained, well, within reason. Maybe some cats are just insane, but a real good trainer can probably train.
Do you think some cats fall under needing to be told this? Wheaton's rule: don't be a dick. sometimes there are dick pets.
Yes.
You know?
Also known as the insane cats, which is only a half a step removed from
there's jerk dogs.
From all cats.
We have one cat that goes outside and will hang out with us in the backyard and what have you. And if he wants to go out, he'll stand there meowing at the back door. And if you tell him no and shove him away, and he'll like go climb the curtains. And it's like, that's a dick move.
Yeah.
Like any of these cat people, like my cat is evil, the show or whatever the hell it is. Any of these guys are like, cats aren't spiteful. Oh really? Really? Would you like to? Come on, I'll show you spiteful.
No. Yeah. No. They clean your effing hair off my furniture. Says one of them.
Well, I saw like some pet psychiatrist who was talking about, your dogs see us as like the alphas, the head of the pack, so forth. Cats see us as weird, very large cats.
Let's just stop right there. Pet psychiatrist?
Yeah.
Someone who thinks that they know how pets think.
A place I used to go for massages, one of the things that she said she specialized in was pet massage.
What?
I'm like, my pets don't need massage.
Well, they need massages.
I scratch their head and I rub their belly and they feel fine.
No, I can understand, like, as part of, like, physical therapy.
Yeah, like I got a dog right now with a hyperextended leg from chasing the damn rabbit. Injured the freaking leg again, just got healed, and now it's all wonky again. And, so maybe for Ivy, but not for any of the other ones.
For medical reasons, not because, he looks so stressed out.
Yeah.
We need to get rid of some of that tension because he lives such a stressful life. The motherfucker sleeps in the goddamn sun in the window all day long, and then decides when we go to bed that it's playtime, chasing everybody, running all over.
Yeah.
Like, ooh, a cotton ball. Let me hit that all over the place.
No, the worst ones are the little plastic rings from the milk jugs. Those going all over.
That would assume we buy milk.
What?
No, we do like almond milk.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, there's all.
We have the crinkle balls, the foil balls. Real fun stepping on one of those when you get up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom. It scares the shit out of you.
Yellow.
Yeah. So I mean, like I said, there's a lot of things I'd like to tell the pets, but mostly shut the hell up.
Yeah.
Like this guy. There's no need to bark at the people walking by on the sidewalk.
Yes.
Same thing. So. All right. Let's see here. What's next up on the docket, Mike? Let's see. Well, I think we'll do this in the second hour. We're going to go over 83-page glossary of internet slang that the FBI came up with. But everybody's going to need a pen and paper. Because I want to see how many of these acronyms you guys can actually guess.
Why is this shit becoming more like work?
Well, because I told you you'd have to have a pen and paper? Let's go through right now, though. 8 reasons children of the 70s should all be dead.
Russians.
Not Russians or
the Russians.
Lead paint.
Right.
This, that really should be one, though. But, number 1, they say, jarts.
Yes.
We should all be dead because of jarts.
Oh, come on.
Yeah. Mom and Dad had a set of jarts at one point.
Yes.
I don't know what the hell happened to them.
Yeah.
But they were really fun.
But they're based basically on one of the most deadly weapons that the Romans had.
And?
En masse, yes.
That
was when they were trying to kill somebody. Keep in mind, this was, dare I say it, fun.
They say, can your mind comprehend a more deadly toy than a weighted spear that kids hurl through the air like a missile?
Oh, absolutely.
No one ever actually obeyed the manufacturer's rules. We just flung these things everywhere. We threw them. They stuck where they landed. If they happen to land in your skull, well, then you should have moved.
I just think back to the charts, and I think about my nephews, and I'm like, I cannot think of a more scary thing than my nephews with charts.
Your nephews now?
Yes.
Well, the flip side is that's the difference. When we were kids, I don't know your nephews, so I can't say for certain, but the vast majority of kids nowadays do not understand common sense. Something big and sharp coming at you, that might be dangerous. I'm going to duck.
No, and you know why they don't? Because they are the video game generation, and they think if something, it's drilled into their head, even though it's not true. If something happens, I can hit the reset button.
I can just respawn.
Or they just never have the life experiences that teach them, wait a second, that looks like it might be dangerous.
I mean, they didn't have safety covers on outlets for babies.
This is what I'm saying.
There was
How
no
many years did the human race in modern times deal without antibacterial
soap?
Oh, that's bad. Bad stuff.
Every child put a penny in the plug at one point.
Butter knife.
I did a fork.
Or a fork.
Pow! And fly across the room.
Yeah.
And
You're
that's
knocked
how
out
you
for a few
learn.
minutes, but then you're fine.
Right.
My wife is watching children, all right, and one of the children's mothers cooked the packaged lunch meat that she brought over for her kid to kill the bacteria before it was served to the kid for lunch.
Okay, now...
This is prepackaged
Well, wait a second
lunch
now.
meat.
I have done that with lunch meat that I bought that was questionable.
None of this is questionable.
Okay, like I have turned roast beef into a pseudo cheesesteak just to make sure I wasn't going to get sick. But
not every single thing.
No. And
This mother is every single thing. No germs, no germs, no germs.
No, prepackaged lunch meat. She's worried about germs, but not about all the chemicals and preservatives they put in the lunch meat.
Ding, ding, ding.
I'm like,
Brilliant.
if the kid's immune system never gets a workout, he won't have an immune system.
Let's go to number 2.
All right, number 2, lost and not found seatbelts. That's right. Back in the 70s and 80s, seatbelts were compulsory. They weren't mandatory. And I remember many a year driving around without a seatbelt on.
Yeah.
I don't even remember exactly when it changed to put your seatbelt on. Kids, we're going somewhere.
Yeah. All I know is that at this point, I cannot I cannot drive a car without my seatbelt.
Oh, I prefer to. I still prefer to and still risk it, even though I shouldn't.
Every time somebody gets in the car with me, their first comment is, "What the hell's that beep?" Because my car is beeping at me because I haven't put my seatbelt on.
Yeah. I rely on the seatbelt to hold me in when I go around corners way too fast.
At least you're honest.
The Santa Fe won't shut up about the seatbelt, ever.
Really?
Once you start going above 10 miles an hour,
Japanese
seatbelt ding goes off.
You know what the solution to that is?
You pull the wire.
No.
Get an extra buckle and put it in.
You get an extra buckle from a junkyard and go click. Yay, we're done.
See, in the GM car, in my truck, when I replaced the radio, I did not tie it into OnStar. Right? Yeah,
All right.
a separate module. And apparently, in the factory GM vehicles, all of the chimes, including the seatbelt chime, the left your lights on chime, even though the lights are auto, the left the key in the ignition chime, all play through the radio.
Really?
Wow. OnStar. So without that adapter, I have no chimes.
Oh, well, that is great.
However, the only time I don't put a seatbelt on is if I'm going to like the corner store. I am the same way.
Which I think a lot of people will tell you statistically you're more likely to get in a wreck going to the corner store than going anywhere else.
Yes, true. I'm more likely to get hit backing out of my driveway, but
yeah. But
I also remember my friend's mom's car. It was an older Chevelle, like a 70s Chevelle, and that was when shoulder belts were optional, but they were held.
Right, they were clipped up off to the top.
Yeah. So
right. Along the roof line.
for each seat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll tell you the one I remember, which was the worst ever, and I'm glad they don't do it anymore, is my Ford Tempo that I owned.
Yes.
Which had the seatbelt permanently attached to the door.
To the door.
And then
oh,
when you
God.
closed it, it just strangled you, basically.
Oh, yes,
Do you know why they did that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you know why they did that? Because passive restraints became mandatory by law.
Okay.
And they could either put in automatic seatbelts or an airbag.
Okay.
So ever since airbags became standard, they didn't need to do automatic seatbelts anymore.
Ah, okay.
Because I remember the Ford Tempos, they had the little motorized ones where you got in the car, you closed the door, and went.
Yeah, that's what mine did. It came back on its own, and I'm like, I hate. But the bonus side, I never wore my lap belt.
Well,
because it was separate, and no cop's ever going to pull you over if you have the thing going across.
And that always cracked me up too. The seatbelts being in the door, because I always wondered what would happen if you got in a wreck and for whatever reason you flipped and the door came open.
Yeah.
With that seatbelt holding you in and the door comes open, wouldn't it act like a slingshot and throw your ass out?
Well, for Shaggy's, no, because it was actually in the sill. But there's the GM ones actually had the seatbelt attached to the door. I think that's what you're thinking of. So it didn't have the motorized one. It's just you open the door and you had to kind of navigate your way into the car because the seatbelt was going across the door opening.
Yeah.
And then you kind of close the door and it kind of
Yeah, that was made me wonder if that door pops open, that's going to throw you right out of that car.
Yeah.
But
I agree.
But yeah,
slingshot style.
Those are bad years for cars.
They say the only click heard in the 1970s automobile was your dad's Bic lighter lighting up a smoke with the windows rolled up.
Damn
I
right.
disagree. It was either the click to turn on the radio.
Yeah.
It was AM/FM.
Oh, it was the old push button
or
on the radio.
Or if somebody had to turn the high beams on with the little switch on the floor.
The foot switch.
Yes.
See, most of our listeners don't know what the hell we're talking about. What do you mean a switch on the floor to turn the high beams on? Yeah, there was one. That was the fourth lever on the floor. Yeah, and there were no child seats. There was no since seatbelts were optional. There was no such thing as a child seat. There was a baby seat, but as soon as you were a toddler, you were roaming the cabin. Is what was happening.
Sitting on the armrest.
Yeah.
So you could see the dashboard.
I can't tell you how many family vacations we took before my little brother came along. When it was just my older brother and I in the full-size station wagon, and Mom and Dad would fold the middle seat down, so we had the entire length of that station wagon as we were hurtling down the highway at 70 miles an hour.
It was every time they stop, you roll forwards. Every time they get
Dad would always have to say, "Slowing down," and we'd all run back up to, or crawl back up to the front seats and hold on to the front seat.
You know what the seatbelt was in the 80s? It was your dad's arm going right like this when you were in the front seat and he had to slam on the brakes.
Yeah,
that's what he just went. Ugh.
Because and this is the other thing people don't have anymore. Front bench seats with 3 across.
Oh yeah, nobody's got.
Hell yeah,
nobody's got those.
Unless it's a pickup.
The other thing they don't really have anymore is the hump in the back.
Right.
To argue who had to sit on the hump.
Right, because it's all front-wheel drive.
Where the
transmission tunnel
coming through, yeah.
didn't exist anymore.
So, all right, next thing. Semi-lethal playgrounds made of hot metal.
Oh, yes.
Those were the best. Those are the best playgrounds ever.
The best were the ones with hot metal that were built on asphalt.
Yes!
None of this safety mulch, rubber mats.
Right.
I will say we had mulch, but it was wooden mulch.
Right.
So if you're falling off, you're getting a shiv in your thigh.
You're getting a shiv.
I mean, that's what's going to happen. And it was horrible, but it was great. I mean, you couldn't do it today. But I remember like the half domes of nothing but pipes and things that you crawl on, and nothing better than a metal slide in the summertime. Being the first person to go through that in your 80s short shorts.
Yes.
That really did well for you.
It never really quite worked either. That's the sad thing.
I don't know what sound was worse, the nails on the chalkboard or bare thighs sliding down the metal slide.
Oh, And there wasn't an edge on the slide. It wasn't like these big scoop, like pipe-ish slides today. No, you had 2 inches on either side to keep you from falling off at 25 feet in the air, you know.
And
See,
keep in mind, shorts back then were like Richard Simmons type shorts. Not
Yes. See,
right.
My thing is, I was always on the swings. And
were you a jumper?
No, I wasn't a jumper. But
jumping was the
That
best.
was the only way to go.
That
or the parachute fall, where you would slip out and then use your arms to grab the seat as the seat slid up your back, and then you slide down, and then you come back
down. You
down.
got the choice when you're a jumper. You can either jump forward or do the tricky jump and jump backwards. Basically, fall out of the seat as you're going back and try and land on your feet. That one's tougher. It took a little bit more skill.
I'm gonna say that goes right into the jarts for today's kids. That's just dumb.
Yes,
that's asking for trouble. That's why the majority of us '70s kids didn't do that. Did you do that?
I did that. Hell yeah!
I rest my case.
I went for distance, front and back.
That's also a big reason why a lot of the playgrounds have like the rubber straps swings now instead of the swing, instead of just being like a piece of wood with the 2 chains attached, right? It's like a rubber strap kind of thing. It's like a sling.
Yeah, that's the only swings I've ever had. And actually, that's what I was going to say. Those black rubber swings.
Those got hot.
Tore the crap out of my thighs one time. I mean, I had these humongous scabs on the sides of my legs for like a month.
What tore people up most was, because back then we had chains. None of this rubber coating crap on it. And so if you go too high on the swing and it's basically jumping down, you know, where you're not doing a smooth swing, it's just popping down. Oh, get your fingers caught in the chain links. Yeah, that'll hurt for a while.
Yes, because it was all about getting the swing, spun, twisted several times, then swinging with it. You can't do that anymore.
Yeah, no, you can't. So yes, and teeter-totters. Anybody ever have some jerk get on the other side of the teeter-totter? You're up in the air and he just jumps off and suddenly your balls are in your stomach?
Oh, yes. That sucked. About the 3rd time my older brother did that to me, I said, no, I'm not doing this no more.
Yeah.
Took me 3 times before I learned.
I am not Charlie Brown, and you are no longer Lucy.
Oh.
Right. And there's no football in sight.
Number 4. Sun protection. Precious little of it.
Yeah, I was always...
You have to remember, the 70s and the 80s were a time where people bought stuff to enhance their tanning. Basically, they bought canola oil.
Not in my family.
And Crisco.
So we could fry.
They bought bronzers and enhancers and everything. It's like, I really want to be tan, but I have 5 minutes. So let me just lather up here, and soon I'll be as dark as Shaquille O'Neal. It was...
Does that mean we can... Never mind.
And it was back in the day where people would sunbathe in their driveways. In the old plastic strap furniture.
Absolutely.
Mike, did that happen around your place?
Yes.
I mean, as a young boy, that was a good thing. Because I would be driving my bike.
Here's the sad part. Our one neighbor across the street still does this in her driveway.
She hasn't learned.
And it is not exactly a pleasant thing in the neighborhood.
Please, God, make it stop.
Here's number 5. The only people that wore helmets had medical conditions. So on a bike, on a skateboard, on a motorcycle, you didn't wear a helmet. Hockey players, maybe. But yeah, you never wore a helmet. Now you can't send a kid out on a bike or anything unless they have a helmet, knee pads, elbow pads, full body armor.
Are helmets actually required for bicycle now?
No.
Or are they just highly recommended? Are they really?
In New Jersey, it's a law. 16 and under have to wear are supposed to be wearing helmets.
Yeah, since we can't pass mandatory helmets for motorcycles,
right.
I don't think they're going to pass it for bicycles.
But when I ride my bike, I do wear a helmet.
Yeah, I think helmets make people look like idiots.
That's
it's your right to look like an idiot and to be safer.
That is why I bought myself a burn helmet.
Okay.
So
It's
I
got
don't.
flames on it?
No, it's BERN, not BURN.
Okay.
But it's specifically a helmet that does not let me look like an idiot.
Oh, okay. But yeah, that was.
I may still be
So
an
you
idiot.
look like an idiot who's trying really hard not to look like an idiot.
I may still be an idiot, but at least it's not because of the helmet.
Bikes, roller skating, and skateboard. One thing for certain: you are not wearing head protection. You would have looked like a sideshow freak by other kids, and parents would assume you had some type of medical condition. That was great.
You'd be making fun of for having headgear.
Yeah, you would. You'd say, "What are you going to have a seizure?" Number 6, ignored and unattended on the regular. Nate, let me put this scenario in front of you. How many times when you were growing up did you say in the morning, "All right, bye, Mom, I'm going out"?
Okay, thanks,
and
bye.
She saw you at supper time.
At 12 years old.
And had no idea. There were no cell phones.
Yeah, at 12 years old or younger.
No, you were just out in the neighborhood.
Okay, thanks, bye.
And if you weren't out, she said, "Why won't you go outside and play?"
Right.
She didn't say, "Give me a full itinerary." Mike, how about you?
Yeah, we used to play manhunt in the neighborhood, which was like hide and go seek, but instead of tagging the person, you had to tackle them.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure crosses another one off the list, tackle football.
No, I don't think that one's on here.
It should be.
Although you might work it into number 7, routinely allowed to get seriously hurt.
Absolutely.
We used to play a game called Kill the Man with the Ball.
Smear the queer.
Oh, you can't say that now.
I really don't give a fuck.
I know. You know, as hard as it is to believe, but when kids got hurt back then, adults didn't come running in with first aid kits. More than likely, you'd be left alone with your pain with no alternative but to get over it.
Or lawyers.
You know?
Right.
Yeah, today it's lawyers. You know.
Well, today it's going straight for the lawyer without anything else.
Yeah. But it was...
Until the lawyer gets here.
Yeah. No, I remember earning my one of my cards in Boy Scouts, the Totemship card, lets you carry around a pocket knife, right? All right, so I'm practicing, and you got an adult watching you, and my dad happens to be the adult because he's an assistant scoutmaster. So I'm practicing sawing. Of course, my hand's a little bit too close to where it should be, so the saw pops up, and I scrape it across one of my fingers, cutting it fairly deep. But I buckle down, just move the saw back, keep going, fingers bleeding all over the log.
Yeah, because the saw is on... It so happens I have one here. Now I gotta find it.
So I'm doing that. I get done with my practice cuts. I just basically take my bandana off, wrap it around my finger. You know, I'll find a Band-Aid at some point. I go to leave the area where you're cutting. My dad goes, "Did a good job. Push through."
Okay, yeah, because that saw is really going to be easy to cut through anything.
Well, this was...
You're not cutting. Look, you're not making any kind of fine cuts where you're going to build a Japanese temple. Don't think you're doing a miter cut with this. No, this is... You're hacking off branches for kindling.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yeah, so it was... So that's the kind of time that we grew up in, where you got compliments for soldiering through.
Yes. And of course, the last one, secondhand smoke everywhere.
I have a block of wood here.
Okay. We'll call this segment Mike Gets Amputated on the Air.
Okay, actually, that's not as bad as I thought, but it's not easy.
No.
This block of wood is maybe 3/4 of an inch by, I don't know, 2 inches, right?
Yep.
It'll probably take me the rest of this friggin' show to cut through it with this saw.
Yeah.
And that's what's green. Forget about a rip cut going across the grain.
That's why I have power tools.
This is part of the reason I cut myself several times learning, because you make mistakes while you're learning, is why I pretty much only buy lock blades now. Because after you've had a couple of blades fold up on your fingers, you learn, I'm going to get a different knife that won't do this.
Yes.
So
there's a reason why you pay a little more for a real name brand locking Swiss Army knife, not a cheap knockoff non-locking Swiss Army knife.
Not a Swiss knife.
Yes.
Number 8, secondhand smoke everywhere. It was everywhere. I mean, the separation between the smoking section and the non-smoking section was lattice.
Yes.
In restaurants.
No, in the 70s there was. I don't even remember. I mean, granted, I was too young, but I don't remember there being a smoking section.
I mean, it's children of the 70s, so this would have been in the 80s.
The smoking section would have come into play in the early 80s.
Yeah.
Okay. And yes, and I still use this point when people have their little debates about, they shouldn't allow smoking on a beach. You were probably the asshole that took first available when there was still a smoking section, and when I lit up my cigarette, even though you're sitting in smoking, you started doing the, could you not smoke around my child, please? Could you not sit in the smoking section, bitch?
Yeah.
Sorry, you have to wait another 20 minutes, but your fat ass couldn't wait. You'd starve, maybe go on a fucking Atkins diet or some shit.
No sour grapes.
I got Richard Simmons deal-a-meal here for you, you fucking whore.
Wow. You're not bitter.
So that was 8 reasons why children in the 70s should all be dead. And I think we all agree that most of those, while potentially deadly, made our lives a lot more fun than kids today.
It's not even the fact that we should be dead, okay? It's the fact that the children of today would not stand a chance.
No.
It's not a commentary on why we should be dead. It's a commentary on the pussification of our nation.
Can I get an amen from your brother?
Amen. Stop throwing bacon at the mosque. Hello.
Thank you.
Thank you. I think I would have to disagree. Seeing the kids of today, I think they would be just fine. The problem is that our generation as parents can't handle it.
Yeah.
That's an interesting flip. You might be onto something there.
And a big part of it is we remember what it was like when we were kids, and we can't stand, they might be doing the same thing.
We know how stupid and crazy and reckless we were.
Yeah.
That's a good point, Colin.
All right, so
I really want to argue with that, but I can't.
Yeah, I know the feeling. All right, so with that said, we're going to go ahead and take a short break, and we're going to play, I was talking about my tale of the hotel the other day, and so we're going to go ahead and we'll play The Gentleman's Rant Hotel. So everybody stay tuned. Again, this is PTR Radio. We'll be right back after a few. Maybe not. Maybe because it sucks, it's going to be a pain in the butt tonight and not go where I tell it to go. But let's see here. Audio. Choose default playback. Let's see here. Speaker.
Well, I'm going to pee anyway. So.
Yeah, go to pee. We'll be fine. Oh, shit. There's no way that that's going to happen that way, is it? Yeah, there's nothing that's going to happen there. All right, so give me just 1 second here. Buy time, Colin. Go. Go, Colin, go.
We're going to buy time by watching Shaggy here as he moves around his computer and tries to find something to play for people so he can go pee.
Yep.
I have a wake-up call for you. This hotel is awful. You don't have Wi-Fi. Your continental breakfast is clearly from the wrong continent, and your state-of-the-art gym is a shake weight and a pull-up bar. Yes, I did stay on a Holiday Inn Express last night, and I want my fucking money back.
Oh, you have a business center in the lobby. Great. That'll come in handy when I need to fax some important documents back to 1997.
I'm not sure who I'm supposed to talk to about this, but there's a condom floating in the jacuzzi. Any idea when they may fish that out of there? I've been on a plane for 5 hours, and I've got a bulging disc.
The price for your room service filet mignon is $38 plus tax, with an 18% gratuity and a 10% room service fee on top of that. That's $53 for an overcooked piece of beef jerky that I'm just going to drown in A1 sauce anyway. Who the hell tips 18%?
Why is check-in 4 p.m. when check-out is 11 a.m.? What exactly are you doing in that 5-hour window? And don't tell me cleaning. Does it take you 5 hours to dispose of a dead hooker? Because I can do that in 2.5. No problem.
Seriously, a weighted minibar? This isn't Raiders of the Lost Ark. How do you expect me to decide if I want to buy a $6 20-ounce Fiji water in less than 30 seconds? A decision like that takes at least 45 to a minute.
Yes, I need more towels because I'm going to steal them. This room costs $400 a night. I'm overlooking a parking lot.
I think your shower head setting is stuck on 87-year-old man with an enlarged prostate trying to take a piss.
Hey, Motel 6, don't worry about leaving the light on for me. Just make sure the black light is on when I get there. Because you and I both know this place is covered in cum.
Ugh. Resort fee? You can't charge a fee for being something you already are. Otherwise, I'd be making a fortune in angry douchebag fees.
On the bright side, the rooms aren't very nice, but at least the location is terrible.
If you see the do not disturb sign outside my door, that means don't fucking knock and say housekeeping. Maybe your English isn't up to speed, but I'm sure you understand this. INS. That means immigration. You get what I'm saying? La migra.
Easy, Trayvon. She's a minority, too. Assuming she's a woman. Anyway, thanks again for watching. Be sure to check out some of our other videos below.
Shining down on you has to be a reason for all the things you say and do. You fly by your instinct. Well, I wish I could soar with you. In the scheme of things.
Alrighty, folks, welcome back. Part 2, PTR Radio here on the fabulous interweb. Again, if you want to interact with the show, it's ptradio.com/live. That's where you can get into our chat room, or cweradio.com/live. Both of them go to the same place. We can always check it out. Or you can give us a call, 877-787-8822. This week, the phones are working, or were. So if you want to give us a call, go ahead. Listener line's always open. We'll talk about what you want to talk about. Unless we're really stuck on a subject, and then we'll do it our way. And you'll like it, damn it. For those of you listening on CWE Radio, don't forget to stay tuned after PTR Radio for the guys at A Little Punch Drunk, bringing you Florida's best, or worst, depending upon how you look at it. So, again, with that said, we are back. Did everybody get paper and pen during the break?
It's your house.
It's my house, but you guys know where printers are and that they have paper. So,
how much paper do we need?
How am I supposed to know that that printer up there actually has paper in it?
Well, just take a guess.
Do I just randomly go around your house opening up various printer-looking devices?
He can't help
If you told me in advance, I'm sure your pens are not up to my usual standard. You could have told me in advance. I would have brought my own pen.
That's assuming you have a standard on pens.
You're talking about a dude who's a pen snob.
Okay, I got nothing.
All right. So, now, someone grab a couple pieces of paper. This isn't a difficult choice.
You need a piece of paper. I don't need a piece of paper.
Okay, fine. You have a fancy little...
I have my tablet.
You have a new tablet. And I suppose that you probably could have written... I don't need one. I'm giving the damn test. It's just for you.
Colin, hook a brother up.
Yeah, send some paper over to Mike, will you? All right. So, as I said, we have lots of things to talk about. The one thing that I did want to get into here is the FBI 83-page waste of taxpayer money, or otherwise known as the 83-page glossary of internet slang and how far out of touch it really is. So, I'm going to give you the acronym, and you tell me what it means, what it represents. And by the way, this list sucks. All right, the original one that they had is such a bad copy you can barely read it. It's like it was printed out on a 9-pin dot matrix fax machine.
Oh.
That's how bad it was. All right, let's start out with an easy one. BOG SAT. Bogsat. And I will give you a hint on this one to ease you into how difficult some of these are. We are Bogsat. So, with that said, we'll just see how you come up with one, and let me know, and we'll go around, and you guys tell me what you think Bogsat stands for. And again, you have the hint. We are Bogsat. So, Mike, we'll start with you this time. Bogsat. BOGSAT.
Boys out getting some ass tonight.
Attaboy.
No. Actually, none of those letters are correct. All right, Colin, you're next.
What? You just took out one of my words?
That's okay. You can just say what you had.
I was going to say barely on something. I have no idea.
No idea. All right. Nate, what do you got for Bogsat?
Still trying to come up with SAT, but built on geographically.
Oh, Jesus. No.
Wait. Wait. I have.
All right. Go ahead.
The FBI. Let me. I don't know about the SAT, but bringing our guns.
No. Bogsat stands...
Back from Mexico? No, that's too late.
And to let you know, in the 8 years that Twitter has been around now, believe it or not, this has been used 144 times.
Oh, yeah.
Which meant it needed to be on the list.
Well, yeah.
All right. Bogstat stands for bunch of guys sitting around talking.
Nice.
All right.
And that's internet slang?
That's internet slang.
I'll call bullshit on that one.
Hold on.
Okay.
I'm writing these down because I'm going to make it.
You're going to start using them?
Yep.
All right. So that was a bunch of guys sitting around talking. Let's try this one. Dillygad. It's DILLIGAD.
I know this.
All right. Well, you're not first this time.
But I know it.
Okay. So DILLIGAD. Dillygad. This has been tweeted 289 times in 8 years.
Okay. Hands where you can see them.
Okay.
I wrote it down.
All right.
In case somebody else gets it.
Which always could happen. Again, this is Dillygad. DILLIGAD. So let's go to Nate first. Nate, what is Dillygad?
I've got absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
Here's mine then.
All right, go ahead, Colin.
Dogs in Lebanon lying in god-awful disaster.
No, but Mike is shaking his hands and going crazy, looking like he may have it. Mike, what is Dillygad?
Do I look like I give a damn?
But I want you to answer the question. You need to answer what is Dillygad. Yes, that is. Do I look like I give a damn? Dillygad. 289 tweets.
That's because we have a saying at work, dillygaff.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yay, I got one.
1 point for Mike.
Which could be
the only
factor.
It could be. Let's see here. Let's do WAPSE. WAPCE. WAPSE. And I'll give you a hint. This one is been tweeted 233 times. And the last word is evil. W-A-P-C-E. Last word is evil. Again, if you're in the chat room, you can follow along. If you have an interesting explanation for this, we'll read it out loud. This is WAPC. W-A-P-C-E. 233 tweets. Colin, you're first.
Women are pretty crappily evil. That's.
You are. Let's keep going. Nate, how about you?
I had women are something.
Mike, how about you? Mike?
Women and police certainly evil.
No, you all had women, right? Colin, you had R. Pure concentrated evil. Women are pure concentrated evil. WAPC. Let's try this one. This one has been tweeted. This is one of the higher ones. This has been tweeted 1,204 times. And I can't even pronounce this one because there are no vowels. It is YK WR GMG. YK WR GMG. I will tell you this one was inspired by television. That's the hint for those of you playing along at home. YKWRGMG has been tweeted 1,204 times. Inspired by television. Again, you can go to cwradio.com/live to message in with your guesses as to what some of these acronyms mean that the FBI thought were so important they needed to track them. YKWRGMG. Mike, we're going back to you for first. Inspired by television, what is it?
You know we really got major game.
Good try. Nate, how about you? YKWRGMG.
I was thinking, you know why something. Hadn't gotten that much further yet.
Okay, Colin?
I don't have the R. But I think the rest of it's why can we something of our Gilmore Girls.
No, it does not have to do with the Gilmore Girls. YKWRGMG is, you know what really grinds my gears?
Oh!
You know what really grinds my gears.
Your tax dollars at work. Okay.
That's right. Let's do... here's one. Easy one. Only tweeted 125 times, though. E, the number 2, E, G. E2EG. That's short letters. You know, short pronunciation should be fairly simple. E2EG. For those of you following along at home, these are things like LOL, you know, laughing out loud, or you know, Rufflecopter. These are all acronyms similar to those. These were thought of by the FBI needed to be you know, searched out so that they could index you, because could lead to terrorist activity, obviously. So E2EG, Colin, any idea what E2EG means?
I got each to each, but I couldn't think of a G.
Nate?
Ear-to-ear grin.
Mike?
I wrote end-to-end game, but I think Nate's got it.
Nate has it. It is ear-to-ear
Very
grin.
nice.
It is all. It's tied up with Colin failing woefully behind.
I feel proud.
Huh?
I feel proud.
They have a mounting 1 point lead on you, Colin.
It is pretty daunting.
Insurmountable. You know. So.
This is worse than the damn death pool.
Right.
Let's try this last one. One more to do it up. Gwist. Giwist. Gwist. Tweeted 56 times in 8 years. That is something that needs to be tracked.
How many times?
56 in 8 years.
Well, shit.
I know. So Giwist. And Nate, I think you're first up this time around. So Gwist again. Like I said, these are all things from the 83-page glossary of internet slang that the FBI is maintaining. You know, because they could have just used Urban Dictionary, but instead they funded a study, and this is what their study came back with. So, Gwist, Nate, what does it stand for? Tell us.
I have no idea.
Okay,
Nope.
here's mine.
Colin.
Glad I was in safe town.
Glad I was in safe town. No. No. Mike, how about you? Gwist. Giwist.
Going in with intellect, statistically technical.
No.
No idea.
Actually, it stands for Gee, I wish I said that.
I'll buy that one.
Gwist. Gee, I wish I said that. Tweeted 56 times. There's like I said, this is an 83-page dictionary.
Is PEBCAC on there somewhere?
It probably is somewhere. Like NIFOC. Okay, NIFOC. Any quick storm here? Anybody got an idea what that stands for? NIFOC. Naked in front of computer.
So that's like every bit of porn you own.
Yeah, no, not naked.
Oh.
No need to be naked.
I'm naked. I'm not clothed.
Here's this one. Who would ever use this other than 128 people? PMYMHMMFSWGAD.
Whoa! PMY what?
PMYMHMMFSWGAD. That's PMYMHMMFSWGAD. Tweeted 128 times in the 8-year history of Twitter. It stands for, pardon me, you must have mistaken me for someone who gives a damn. It almost would have been quicker to write, I don't give a damn.
I defer to Mike's dilly gaff. Do I look like I give a fuck?
Yeah.
So this is just a small list. Like AMOG. AMOG. Any ideas? AMOG? Mike, you might be considered the AMOG. Alpha male of group.
Okay.
You know? ALOTBSOL. A lot basol. Any idea?
Something shit out of luck.
Nope. Always look on the bright side of life.
Well,
And
shit out of luck plays into there.
That could indicate possible terrorist activity?
Yeah. These are things that they have to. A lot Bossel has been tweeted less than 500 times in the 8-year history of Twitter.
No wonder why we're screwed.
Okay, here's one.
Okay.
So let's see if you can guess this one now.
Oh, Jesus. All right.
HM.
All right.
NIT. MPTD.
What was it? HM?
HMNITMPTD.
HMNIT. What?
HMNIIMPTD.
Her mother's name is Isabel. My preference to dominate.
I forgot 4 letters.
Oh, Jesus.
HMNITMYKMFPTD.
Oh, gee, I have no idea now. What is it?
Hello, my name is Inigo Montoya.
You killed my father.
Prepare to die.
Yeah, why? I'm sure that might be on their full list.
You forgot the grunt at the end as he gets stabbed.
You know, that could be on the full list. These are your tax dollars at work. This is 83 pages worth of this. Just crazy. They include instant messages, Facebook, and MySpace. That's what was referenced on the report. It's internet shorthand used across instant messages, Facebook, and MySpace. As if the MySpace reference wasn't proof enough that the FBI's a tad out of touch.
No.
I gotta tell you,
who the hell used MySpace anymore?
Well, I
Justin
actually got an
Timberlake.
email reminding me to, hey, log in. Your pictures are back. I was like, really?
My pictures were gone?
Fucking passwords, but
yeah.
The one that's really starting to piss me off has become a big pet peeve of mine is GMAC. This is at work. Give me a call.
Okay.
Because people will send me a message like, hey, can you talk for a second? I'll reply back, sure. GMAC. You wanted to talk to me. You fucking call me.
Yeah, that's
being a douche waffle.
Yes, that irritates me when I get a text, say, got a second for a call. Yes. Waiting. Next day, hey, I thought you were going to call me. What? No, you said you wanted something from me.
Yes.
Why did that mean I had to call you? Because then you have to deal with the uncomfortable, yeah, hey, what'd you need? You know?
All right. I gotta laugh. I'm laughing because it just dawned on me that I thought you had like the raccoon tan happening.
Oh
right?
No,
it's the way the light is shining. If your head is in the right spot, it literally looks like you got the raccoon tan.
Yeah,
happening.
no, I realize that. No, it's just that I'm bald, and so the forehead's really high. But no, I took care of this trip. I did not come out looking like a lobster. I used sunblock like I should have. And I actually got some new shirts, so this time I wasn't sweating my ass off either. Well, I probably was, but I couldn't tell. My dad had bought some shirts. They didn't end up fitting him. I don't know how he thought they would end up fitting him. But they did fit me. But they were the Nike Dry. The DRI shirts.
I've got some Columbia ones that are like that.
And boy, they're really nice. And they were just really, really nice.
It doesn't keep you cool, but it just keeps that edge.
Yeah.
That edge of just smothering in the humid sweat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've noticed the same thing recently. Okay, everyone's going to make fun of me for this.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so one of the things I've been doing to lose weight is riding my bike.
Yeah, we talked about that last week, yeah.
But did I mention that I have the full bike gear that I wear?
Do you have the padded butt pants?
Yes.
Yeah, boy. I'm not going to make fun of you. I'm going to give you credit because you have fucking church bells hanging doing that. That's all I got to say.
Your father-in-law
you get
wears
kudos.
those pants.
Oh, I've seen my father-in-law in those pants.
Has he asked you to touch his butt in those pants?
I have not. Did he ask you to touch his butt in those pants?
He said give it a tap. Feel how much comfort's there.
No! Yeah, Shaggy, tap that ass.
No!
No one is tapping me in my... So... And I
There
have...
will be no ass tapping of Colin.
I don't care how much
Mike's
padding
going,
is there.
Mike's going, oh my God.
And I have a Star Trek bike jersey.
Attaboy.
Okay.
So, but here's the thing. So after I get back...
So you're Team Trek.
No, yeah, I have a Trek bike, and it's a Star Trek jersey, yeah.
Okay.
So when I get back from the ride, I am not, like... Cause usually when I'm wearing cotton, I'd be covered with sweat, everything's weighed down. I get back, I'm not weighed down. If I weigh myself, I lost 5 pounds of water.
Uh-huh.
But, yeah. So yes, the dry stuff, the non-cotton shirts, they're very nice.
I got one from Shields that's made by Columbia that actually has an active cooling thing in them. In it now. It's basically made designed off of the ultra dry, the moisture wicking stuff, and then they have some sort of chemical that's embedded in little dots all the way across that actually cools to the touch when they get wet.
See, because
when I wore it cutting the grass a couple of times, it didn't actively cool. It didn't feel like it was overtly cooling, but I could definitely tell that I wasn't anywhere near. It was much more comfortable to be out doing whatever it was.
Yeah. So I've got 3 of those shirts, and because I'm thinking about my trip to Disney coming up here shortly. I'm trying to think. Okay, it's going to be ridiculously hot in Florida.
That's where to go.
And so I'm going to need those shirts, and so I'm going to try and buy a couple more. God, they're expensive though.
Oh no, get them at Walmart.
The dry ones?
Yeah, you can get the dry stuff at Walmart.
Well, not necessarily that brand, but you can get the same kind of
Yeah, it's just
nylon.
moisture wicking. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'll have to take a look.
I usually use them as swim shirts.
No, okay. Yeah, that was the other conversation we had about will we swim in the pool? Are we packing swim trunks? And I'm like, I will probably pack them and not use them.
Hold
on.
What
you do is
I am going to find you the shirts you need to get.
Do I need to get Under Armour shirts?
Well, yes, they are Under Armour, but
see, the problem with me is you have to get them in a certain size, and not all brands have large enough sizes.
He's got some, and I've got some. So between the two of us, they have your size.
Well, yeah maybe.
There's no maybe about that.
Walmart has up to a 3X in a lot of their stuff, but lately I've been buying the 4s.
There, I sent you.
I got nothing for that.
Okay. Alter Ego.
Just look at them.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, they are. No, I don't need skin-hugging clothes.
No, they have ones that are not skin-hugging. They have the loose fit, so you could dress up like Batman.
Okay.
And Captain America, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D.
The Flash.
I think I might need that. Green Lantern. That one's on clearance because he gay.
I like Green Lantern. Everybody always gives Green Lantern such a hard time.
They have
Green Lantern's gay?
They have the classic X-Men Wolverine, as in the blue and yellow.
Attaboy.
Yeah. But I just, I just like certain things. And so, yeah, I'll check this out and see. But the last thing I need is tight-fitting clothes.
Yeah.
That's absolutely... That's not good for fat people.
Yeah. Well, tight-fitting clothes under other clothes is good. But tight-fitting clothes without anything over it, during the summer, you don't want that, but still.
No, I just, in particular, want certain things. So, all right. So, that's enough about that. Let's see here. The guys from A Little Punch Drunk are all getting ready for their show here in about 20 minutes. So, they stopped. They said hi. Again, if you want to give the show a call, 877-787-8822. Phones are working tonight. And we will have several shows up for people to download. Again, you need to subscribe to our podcast so that you can check everything out and get it even when we're not live. All right, that being said, there are more things to talk about. Let's see here. This will take us to the end of the show, because it always does. Anytime we're talking about TV, we're going to talk about TV. 9 most influential television shows of all time. And before we even get into this, I'm going to take us on a tangent. I started watching My Two Dads again. Anybody remember that show?
Yes, I do.
Oh my God.
That was supposed to be Greg Evigan's kickstart after BJ and the Bear was canceled.
You know, I forgot how, well, at least for the first couple episodes, how good that show really was. You could almost pick that show up and put it on the air today. Because there wasn't a whole lot of specifically time things. You know, it wasn't time-centric. The only thing that did get me was on episode 1 when they were introduced to the girl, all right, the judge says, yes, we have both your blood tests on file, and the results are indeterminate for who's the parent.
What?
And I thought, wait a second, even in the 80s we had DNA testing. It's not like you just said, oh, look, both A negatives, don't know who it could be.
Really? That's what you're going to cling to?
Yes. Yeah, that's my only beef with the show. Everything else I like. You know?
Now, see, here I was that BuzzFeed had an article, and my mind was blown because it's something I never noticed about Back to the Future.
I read kind of a headline, something you never noticed before. What was it?
It was the first time Marty shows up at the mall. It's called Twin Pines Mall.
Oh, and after he goes back,
it's
called
Lone
Pines.
Pines. Right.
People didn't notice that? I noticed that the first time I saw the damn show.
Absolutely.
Because he ran over one of the pines.
This is what I'm saying.
God
damn! My pines!
Yeah, mind blown. I never noticed that the sign at the mall actually changed.
Now I'm disappointed. I thought it was something cool. But it's
cool.
It's lame. No, if you didn't notice that when you first watched the show, you weren't paying attention. First rule of time travel. Everything you do in the past affects the present.
Yes, which is why I'm having such a hard time giving up on Continuum, the TV show on Sci-Fi.
I don't have a problem giving up on sci-fi in general. Other than this new Will Wheaton project, I really like that show. I don't get half the references because I don't watch Game of Thrones and I don't watch horror movies and I don't watch House of Cards or Mad Men or any of that crap. But the show is funny. I like Will Wheaton in it. He's good.
I haven't watched it yet but to go back,
yes,
it's pissing in the Cheerios time.
Okay, go ahead.
The paternity testing, DNA paternity testing, became available in 1988.
Okay, and when did the show come up?
87.
Okay.
So she'd have had two dads for all of 6 months.
Yeah, if that. But, I mean...
If that, because at that point the show would have evolved and she wouldn't have cared.
Yeah.
And
it would have been one of those things like if they got into a fight, be like, you know what, they have a test now.
Right, which is why they did it 2 years later in 90 when it became more cost effective, and then she decided that she didn't care. Because that's how the show ended.
Yeah. There was, because I got 2 seasons. That's all I saw was 2 seasons worth of the show.
Was that only on for 2 seasons?
It's from 87 to 90. So that 88.
Depending upon when it went through. Does it say how many seasons there were?
There were 3 seasons.
3 seasons. Okay, so I'm missing a season. So I got to get that the last season. But considering I've only watched a couple episodes, and then I stopped to go back and rewatch the IT Crowd again, and I realized I was missing season 2.
I am sitting on the edge of my seat here, waiting to hear what these influential shows.
Oh, sorry, tangent. I told you, tangent. All right, so 9 most influential TV shows ever. Number 9. The Tonight Show.
Yeah, Johnny
Not
Carson.
talking about the Jay Leno portion, but specifically Johnny Carson. You know, the Tonight Show. Without the Tonight Show, you wouldn't have Letterman, Conan, Jimmy Kimmel, or Jimmy Fallon. So it had a huge effect, and I agree with that. I liked it. You know, good show. Number 8, I don't agree with. I hate this show. I never watched it. Never wanted to watch it. Survivor.
But it's a very influential show. Because everything that's on TV now started with Survivor.
Everything is reality TV.
So you think hyper reality started with Survivor?
Yes, because it made a lot of money.
They say it was all sitcoms and soaps. Next to follow Survivor was Big Brother, The Bachelor, Horror Island, which I don't think I ever watched Horror Island. Maybe I need to download some Horror Island.
Shaggy says, to the news group!
Sounds like a good show, if it was on the right network. American Idol wouldn't have even been allowed to exist on American TV if not for Survivor. You know what? I'd be fine if none of those existed. I would be okay with that. Your Show of Shows. Your Show of Shows is probably the least well-known show on this list.
But
what the hell is it?
It's the show. I think it's the show that actually
invented variety shows.
Right. I think what is that?
It's the least well-known show on the list, but that's because it aired 60 years ago.
Right, but everything from that's where Mel Brooks and Carl Reiner came from. It's
Woody Allen, Sid Caesar.
The Dick Van Dyke Show was basically a sitcom about people who are making the show of shows.
So, okay, if it got those, I'm good with that because I like those other shows and I like those other actors. That was good. Number 6, The Simpsons. I think it did. I think that was a very influential show.
Yes.
Not so much anymore, but I think it really did break ground for cartoons pushing the envelope.
Mm-hmm.
Because before cartoons were, very G-rated.
Right.
And they
Simpsons was definitely the first one that was one of the first TV shows in general that was pretty irreverent.
Yeah.
Where they just didn't care. They took on all comers and no holds barred.
Yeah. Number 5, The Racist, All in the Family.
Yeah, I can see that.
Prior to All in the Family, TV sitcoms were light, easy, digestible family fare, heavy on the shtick, light on anything that might cause offense. But with Archer Bunkie came along a proto-Al Bundy. Oh, there was nothing. Married with Children was a great show.
Yes.
That was a wonderful show.
It was a very influential show.
No, it wasn't influential, but it was a great show.
Yes.
Number 4, Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, I mean...
It really did give us a lot of great comedic actors.
Yeah, and a lot of characters. I mean...
Yeah.
Especially the first season, a couple seasons, but...
yeah. It gave you everyone from Bill Murray to Eddie Murphy to Will Ferrell.
Yep.
To Chris Farley. I mean, you would never have known Chris Farley if not for Saturday Night Live.
Go even further back. Bill Murray.
Yeah.
John Belushi.
Yeah, I mean, of course,
Steve Martin.
No,
he was SCTV.
Right.
No, he was neither. He guest hosted Saturday Night Live.
Oh, yeah, he still holds the record.
I thought the whole "We're too wild and crazy guys." I thought he was a cast member.
Right. No. That was a skit that he was expressly a part of, but it was while he was guest hosting. He still, I believe, holds the record for most oftentimes guest hosted.
They say while you can argue that shows like SCTV or Monty Python's Flying Circus deserve just as much credit, and they do, SNL served as a sort of synthesis of all the ideas that those shows had and brought them together to an American mainstream.
Yeah, I think you can't argue that Saturday Night Live itself directly created other shows like some of these other ones did.
Right.
But it definitely has been a huge driver of American pop culture.
Monday morning, people were talking around the water cooler at work. Oh, did you see the skit on SNL when Hans and Franz were there and they were going to pump you up? It was the funniest thing I'd ever seen. Or, what does Samurai do today? Yeah. Number 3, Hill Street Blues.
That is everything that's on like current television started with Hill Street Blues.
So 75% of shows on TV today owe their existence to Hill Street Blues, and that's because it was really the first character-driven ensemble
police
cop
drama
procedural, aka every goddamn show on CBS now.
Right.
Yes.
So yeah, I agree. Number 2, I Love Lucy. You know what? Even if it didn't spawn other shows, it would stand on its own as one of the best.
Yeah, but I'm just not sure about the influential part of it.
You know, TV features such as the laugh track owes its existence to I Love Lucy. I don't know that that's something I'd be proud of.
Yeah.
The laugh track, not so good. You know, number one, and I don't agree that this should. I mean, maybe in the terms of cable television sitcoms.
That's why it's influential. It created the genre of high-class cable drama.
It is The Sopranos.
So you look at things like Mad Men and all those other shows right now.
Mad Men, Breaking Bad, you know, all those were only because they said, oh, what if we did a sitcom on a pay channel like HBO, Cinemax, or Showtime?
Well, it showed the networks that you could go ahead and spend the money and make something high quality on cable, and people would come and watch it.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of shows right now.
The Game of Thrones finale that just occurred is the most pirated show in the history of BitTorrent right now.
Right. And what's really funny is HBO doesn't. Is it HBO or Showtime?
HBO.
HBO really doesn't care.
It drives the brand.
Right.
That's what these places need to understand. It drives the brand.
HBO says as long as people keep paying for a premium channel, it just brings more people. Because if you get hooked on it being downloaded, then suddenly it's going to be so important to you that you start having to pay for HBO.
Yeah.
So you can watch it the second it comes on.
Yeah. So those are influential television shows. You know, as far as I think influential as in guiding television itself.
What did they miss?
What did they miss? I think the Cosby Show. I think they really missed the Cosby Show. It was influential if you look at the terms of previous African American entertainment.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think Cosby Show. Also, I would include MASH.
Well, regarding the Cosby Show, it definitely proved that an African American centric sitcom
could work,
is a viable option,
and that Middle America would watch it.
Right.
But here's my issue: if the Cosby Show never happened, then the Tyler Perry empire
absolutely
may not have happened either. So BET wouldn't exist.
Hey, do a look up on this. Which came first, the Cosby Show or Family Ties?
Oh, Family Ties.
You think Family Ties?
Family
came
Ties
first?
by 3 or 4 years.
Okay.
Let's see. Cosby Show.
Family Ties was mid-'80s.
Come to think of it, though, I think maybe I would have to give it to Cosby's original show, which was a spy show.
I Spy.
I Spy
in the late 60s.
Yeah. I think I Spy should get there instead of Cosby Show.
Why
for the same reason.
No.
I Spy was the first network show to have a lead African American.
Well, yeah, but it didn't have a primarily African American cast. That's
but
I mean, you look on the Cosby Show, and there was barely a honky to be found.
Hey.
Well, I'm just saying, there weren't very many crackers.
Let's look at it this way.
Peter.
Cosby Show is 84.
Uh-huh.
Family Ties was 82.
Okay, so they were a couple years before.
What about the Jeffersons?
Oh, the Jeffersons.
We're talking.
That would have been a
Sanford and Son, if you're looking at
72. That's exactly what I was just looking up.
Right.
Sanford and Son was 72.
Okay, so Sanford and Son was possibly the earliest. So Jeffersons were
75.
Okay, so Sanford and Son was the first one. Okay, that's good.
At least of the ones we're thinking.
And Sanford and Son was funny. I think that for me, the Jeffersons were funnier. But it was that whole evolution. I remember I was watching the Mark Twain Prize being awarded to Cosby, and he talked about the difficulty that they had actually pitching the show to the network. And it was a really interesting story to listen to. So if you have a chance, go to YouTube, look at Mark
wait
Twain
a
Prize.
second.
What?
Good Times.
That was after.
Okay.
Yeah, Good Times was mid-'70s.
What about...
It was Dynamite, though. I got to give it that.
Oh, what's
happening? Yeah.
Okay. That's my mama.
Yeah, Good Times was 74, so it was 2 years after.
Okay. Amos and Andy.
Not familiar with that one.
I am.
That was a radio and
was
television sitcom.
Yes, but they were white.
Through the 50s. Okay.
No, wait, that's not Amos and Andy. That was
Amos and Andy were a radio show that was, started it off.
But, yeah.
Yes, but since that was two white people doing stereotypical black voices, it doesn't count.
But there are. Yeah, I definitely think they left. They should have had a black show on.
I think Sanford and Sons wins, especially reading the Wikipedia article. There's lots of things that have been written exactly about Sanford and Sons being the one that
breaking ground.
Well,
specifically says broke the ground for
not
a
necessarily a black, not necessarily a black show, but an ethnic show.
Yeah.
That broke the mold from the stereotypical, as you said, as you referenced,
honky-filled.
Right, it was a cracker fest.
It was. TV was black and white back then, and primarily white.
Yeah.
And that's just the way that it
and
was.
That,
right, wrong, or indifferent. Until Soul Train came along, you didn't have much funk.
This is true. This is true. They brought the funk. They brought the funk.
I still remember seeing that animation for the first time,
Right? That funky train.
Yeah.
So okay, so beyond adding some diversity in the mix, what else do they mix? I'm gonna have to agree with Colin with MASH.
You know what though, MASH is one of those where
it was the idea of mixing comedy and drama together into a single show.
Well, comedy, drama, and satire.
I think
because there was a lot of commentary, political commentary in there.
I gotta throw this out there only because there was some news about it this week. Saved by the Bell should have been on that list because Lifetime is doing the unauthorized, behind-the-scenes.
I heard something about that.
Oh God, I've got it marked on my calendar. I have a reminder to go in the week before and set the DVR.
Yeah, folks, if you're not following us all on our Facebook and Twitter pages, you really need to do that. And you can check all that out at ptrradio.com. You can follow along with all the hosts, look at our bios, get to our personal pages, read Mike's blog, which has been having some activity lately, Mike.
Yeah, there's going to be a new one coming up soon because I've been arguing with some alleged animal rights people who are questioning my devotion and my character. I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me here.
Now, anybody that knows,
you want us to hop a plane?
Nah.
We're not from the area. Nobody knows us. We'd be in and out. Nobody would see anything, and even if they did, who knows? Who knows these guys?
We'll bring the emu to prove how much of an animal lover you are.
Emu.
So, all right. That's pretty much it.
Seriously,
for this evening.
seriously, we'll bring you a beagle and drop him off.
All right.
Air beagles.
Air
Parachute
beagle.
We'll parachute them in.
It'll be the new Buddies movie.
Right.
All right. With that said, we are PTR Radio. Make sure if you're listening on CWE to stay tuned for a Little Punch Drunk coming up next. If you're one of our loyal listeners, make sure you subscribe to the podcast. Everything can be found at ptrradio.com. If you know what you're listening to this on your iPod or your Zune or whatever player you have, and you think, you know what, I wish I could have told the guys this, call us up and leave us a message on our voicemail, 877-787-8822, hearing your listener confessions even when we're not here. And we could play them on the next show. So with that said, again, everybody have a great week. We will see you possibly next week. Pay attention to the Facebook page. You'll know when we're on. I'm Shaggy.
I'm Nate.
I'm Colin.
I'm Mike the 8 Man.
All right, we're later.